Objects can also be passed as arguments to functions. How? We will see in this example. So here we will use the same example of distances in feet and inches as we used in case of structures. Okay, but in this program, we instead of the structure, we will create a class. Okay, so let us create the class. The name of the class is suppose distance dist. Let me change it. Dist. Okay. Okay, and it will have some private data members, and those are int feet and double inches. Okay, then we have the public section. Here we are going to have the constructor. Let us have an empty constructor, non-parameterized constructor. This constructor will be used to initialize the values of feet and inches to 0. Okay, inches equal to 0.0. Okay, then let us have another constructor. And this time it is parameterized. Int f, comma, double I, which are used to initialize the values of feet and inches respectively. So feet equal to f and inches equal to I. Okay. Now create another function to get the values of feet and inches from the user. Cout, enter value in feet. C in feet, cout, enter value in inches, C in inches. Okay, so user is also able to enter his or her own values of feet and inches. Let's have another function, display. It will display the values of feet and inches. Cout, feet and inches. Okay, and in the structure program which we created, you might remember that we created a function add distance which was able to add two structures. So same thing we will do here. We will create a function void add distance which will add the values of feet and inches in two different objects. Okay, so because we have to mention the parameters as objects, what we will write here? We will write the data type. The data type is the name of the class, that is dist. Okay, and we will have the values of the following parameters. Suppose d1, this is the first parameter, and dist d2, this is the second parameter. Okay, So these are the two parameters which we are passing. Then feet we have already initialized to 0. Then feet is equal to feet plus d1 dot feet plus d2 dot feet. Okay. So the values of feet in the objects d1 and d2 will be added to the value of feet in this object. Okay. This feet belongs to the calling object, and this feet belongs to the object which we are passing here, that is d1. This feet belongs to the object which are passing as second parameter, that is d2. Okay. So now, as I told you in the previous program, that feet the value of inches. Now we will first we will calculate the value of inches in the similar fashion. Inches plus equal to d1 dot inches plus d2 dot inches. So the value of inches varies between 0 and 11. Okay. So if the value of inches is greater than or equal to 12.0, then what we will do? We will increment the value of feet. Okay. 1 feet will be incremented and the value of inches will be decreased. So inches equal to inches minus 12. Okay. So now the values will become in the valid range, will come in the valid range 0 to 11. Okay. So I think this is okay. Now we are ready to create the main function, int main. In the main function, let us create object dist d1 and let us pass some values to this. Suppose 10, 6.5. Okay, so we are passing 10 feet and 6.5 inches. So which constructor will be called? The constructor which matches this arguments list will be called, that is this constructor. So this constructor will be called. So d1 value of feet is 10 and d1's value of inches is equal to 6.5. Okay. Similarly, we create another object dist d2, and because we have not mentioned any, we have not passed any arguments here, so by default this constructor will be called and the feet and inches will be automatically initialized to 0. Okay. Now let the user enter the values into d2. So what we will do then? We will call d2 dot get data. Okay. So with this, the user will enter the value of d2. Now we create dist d3. Okay, and d3 will be created with this statement, and the d3's feet and inches will automatically be initialized to 0. Now I want to call d3 dot add dist. Okay, so the d3's add distance function will be called. This will be called, and what it requires as parameters? It requires two arguments, d1 and d2. So it needs two objects. So the two objects it needs will be passed here. So d1, that is this object will be passed, and d2, this object will be passed. Okay. So whatever values we enter in these objects will be passed, and we are calling add list using the object d3. Okay. So this feed means d3's feed. and this inches means D3 is inches. So this add distance will add the values of D1 and D2's feet and inches, and they will be fed inside feet and inches of D3. Okay, so now let us check the values. Let us call the display function D1 dot display. Okay, then D2 dot display, and then D3 dot display, and at the end return 0. Let's run it. Oh, so it is saying enter value in feet. So it means we are calling D2's get data. Okay, so let us enter some values, 7, and let's enter 10.5. Okay, so the first object D1 is 6.5, 10 feet and 6.5 inches, and the second object D2 is 7 feet and 10.5 inches, which we entered here, 7 feet and 10.5 inches. And the last D3, what is we doing with D3? D3 is calling add distance, and we are passing D1 and D2. So D1 dot feet, what is D1 dot feet? D1 dot feet is 7 plus D2 dot feet. D2 dot feet is D1 dot feet is 10, D2 dot feet is 7. So feet is equal to feet plus D1 dot feet plus D2 dot feet. So initial value of feet is 0. Why? Because when you are calling this, when you are creating this D3 object, the constructor will be called automatically. So this constructor will be called and it will automatically initialize feet to 0. So it is 0 plus 10 plus 7 equal to 17. So here we get the value 17. Okay, and then inches equal to inches plus D1 dot inches plus D2 dot inches. So 0 plus 6.5 plus 10.5. 0 plus 6.5 plus 10.5. What is it equal to? This is equal to 17. Okay. So this is 17 inches. So inches are greater than equal to 12. What will happen? Feet plus plus. So what was the value of feet here? 17. Now feet will become 18. Okay. And inches equal to inches minus 12. So inches will become 5. Okay. So that is why we are getting 18 feet and 5 inches when we are calling D3 dot display, because this is add distances called using D3. So D3's feet and inches will be set here. Okay.